Hi everyone, just a really quick video on how to answer question 1 of section A, reading on EDUQAS paper 1 GCSE English language. Okay, so as you can see here, once you've opened your question paper, it'll say section A reading. There are 5 different questions. We're just looking at question 1 in this video. First thing it tells us is to read lines 1 to 7. It then tells us we need to list 5 things we learn about Mason, and it also, in brackets, gives us 5 marks. So a couple of things we need to be aware of. Lines 1 to 7, that's really important. I would definitely highlight that. Also, the 5 things that we're listing are about Mason. I would definitely highlight that so it's in my head. Now, because there's 5 things, I want to make this as clear as possible for the person marking it. So I'm going to list them 1 to 5. First thing I need to do, though, is I need to read lines 1 to 7 in the extract that we're going to be using for this practice mock paper, which is from a short story called Now Wakes the Sea by J.G. Ballard. So lines 1 to 7, you should have line numbers down the side. You can see that's number 4, so 5, 6, 7. So it's the end of the first paragraph. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually just going to underline that last line to remind me that I can't go beyond that for my answers. Okay. Again at night, Mason heard the sounds of the approaching sea. The muffled thunder of breakers rolling up the nearby streets roused him from his sleep, and he ran out into the moonlight. 200 yards away, the waves plunged and boiled, slicing in and out across the pavement, and the broken spray filled the air, and he could taste the white, sharp tang of brine. Leaping back as the cold foam stung his feet, Mason glanced at the house where his wife lay sleeping. Each night, the sea moved a few yards nearer, hissing across the empty lawns. For half an hour, Mason watched, enchanted, eyes like a child's, as the waves vaulted along the rooftops of the submerged houses. Okay, so for question 1, remember we have to list 5 things we learn about Mason. I'm not going to go through all these with you because this is your opportunity to practice, so I'm just going to start you off. The first thing I can see, Mason heard the sounds of the approaching sea. So I'm just going to highlight that first line because that is going to be one of my 5 things. I actually might come back to that again at night for one of my other 5 things. So I just go to the question, and for number 1, I'm going to put Mason heard sounds of the approaching sea. Ready to do my next one. Remember, in this question, it can be explicit information, so it can be lifted directly from the text. It could also be implicit information, so it could be what is inferred by some of those lines that you read. But you must remember, for question 1, it's 5 marks, and you shouldn't spend any more than 5 minutes on this question. 5 marks, 5 minutes, 5 different things. Do not go beyond lines 1 to 7, okay? And make sure that they are about Mason. What I would do is I would get your phone and I would just set a timer for 5 minutes, and I would have a go at that question now.